taking a road trip to Tennessee. Been trying to sell this thing for a while, and a lot of people are interested in it, but the problem with the paperwork and all that, and North Carolina, it just became a little bit of a hassle, and I didn't have time to proceed to get the paperwork figured out. So I've had it listed for a while, and I finally found a guy that's willing to trade this for something that I can actually use. So stay tuned. I'm going to Tennessee for a couple reasons. One is to make the trade, and two is to pick up some parts for my 2012 F-150. Parts being a passenger side fender and also a front bumper. So I'm trying to get all of this done in one trip. So stay tuned, and I'll be able to show what I'm getting for a trade on this 1976 Mercedes 300D. I've had that thing for like 6 months and I haven't done anything with it, so I'm kind of happy that someone's actually gonna do something with it.
Onto I-40 West.
A lot of times the way I am is if I get a project and I don't start on it right away,
In 3.8 miles,
I will probably never get to it.
westward
So it's one of these things. It's, you know, it takes a lot of time
continue on
and
I-40.
money as well to get something like this going and completely restored. So I'm excited about the next thing that I'm getting for a trade. So stay tuned. Okay, so as you could see, the windshield has been replaced yesterday, and I always use Sprouse Auto Glass. They're local here in North Carolina, and they come to you. They came to my house and replaced the windshield. They took the old one back, and it was like a 20-minute thing, and now I got a new glass. So that's good there. And then also I had a really good trip to get the parts. I got a fender that's exactly the same color and exactly the same molding as my truck, and also I picked up a used full front bumper assembly with the fog lights and everything. The guy upgraded his bumper to like a off-road bumper and sold me his original one, and I like the original one, and you know, OEM to me is always better. So that's what we got there. This upper bumper, I'm hoping I can reuse, even though it's a little bit still tweaked. It did straighten out a little bit because of laying in the sun for a while, but I'm gonna heat it up a little bit and try to straighten that out, and hopefully I can patch this hole, because this piece right here is pretty expensive from the dealer. It's like 600 bucks, I think. I had to buy it for my Raptor, and if I could save it, that's you know, I can put that money towards something else like maintenance. I could see there's some oil leaks and some coolant leaks already, so I want to go ahead and replace all the coolant hoses eventually, and you know, reseal probably the oil pan. Haven't looked into that much yet, but that's something I want to do. I just want to get this truck perfect so I can have a really reliable tow rig, because my Sprinter van that was really reliable and I towed with it, you know, I picked up cars, projects, this and that, is actually sold and it's gone. So at the moment the only thing I have is my wife's Expedition to tow with, so I gotta get this thing on the road ASAP. I straightened the ear out that holds the front bumper a little bit. I don't have a welder here, but the weld broke right there, so I'll need to weld that up later. But at this point I just want to see if I can get that fender on and get the bumper on. And I was looking at the hood some, and I might need to buy a new hood because I thought it was just this corner that got bent, but because this corner got pushed, the grill cracked, which I'll fix that, no problem. You can see, I mean, I don't know if the camera will see it, but there's a slight bow right here on this side, and the hood moved towards the driver's side. I don't know if that's gonna be an easy fix or not. I don't wanna mess with it until it goes to the frame shop. I wanna make sure everything's aligned with the frame before I start messing with that, but the frame guys will take care of everything as far as gaps and everything like that. And so I just noticed this door is also bent, but the way it looks, I think the whole truck is gonna have to get painted because there's scratches all over it. You know, there's a scuff on the rear door, front door, that cab corner, this whole bedside. I don't even know if I need to buy a skin for it, or this might just go back in place somewhat to where we can make that work. The tailgate now closes and opens. The handle just popped out and I popped it back in place, and it opens and closes. So this gap here on the bottom is not bad, but up here, as you can see, because it bowed out a lot, that it needs to be put back in place. So, and I'm not sure why this guy debadged everything. There's like no badges on this truck, and there's a dent there. You know, someone locked the keys inside at some point and completely banged up this A-pillar here. And so I want to get all of that repaired. And so the only thing that's not damaged is actually this fender and this door. So, and I guess this bed, but it looks like the whole thing's just gonna need paint, which kind of sucks, but at least it's gonna look good. It's gonna look fresh. It is a 2012, so it's, you know, it's an older truck, and it's gonna look fresh when it's done. So let's get to work. Oh yeah, also on my trip, not only that I got these parts, I picked something else up. I traded my old Mercedes Benz for something that I really wanted. Check this out. So this here is a 2004 Suzuki DRZ 400S. This thing is obviously 400cc, and that guy traded my old Benz for it. This does come with a clean title, which is nice, and it is street legal. So I didn't get it to run. The owner said that this thing ran, but it had a knock, so most likely needs a wrist pin. I've never messed with dirt bike engines or anything like that, but I always wanted to learn, so this is gonna be a good bike to learn on. It's out of oil right now, it's completely drained, so I did order some oil, and I'm gonna fill it up with oil and then try to start it and see how it runs, but that's gonna be a separate video. I just wanted to show what I did on that trip I recorded earlier. So that's what happened. The Benz is gone. There's gonna be no more videos on the old school Benz, but there's gonna be videos on this dirt bike. Apparently this thing tops out like 90 miles an hour, so let's go. Alright, so the fender's temporarily on. It's only held by like 2 bolts because this door needs a little bit of tweaking. It's bent on the crease over there. But also the hinges on the hood are bent for sure on this side. Not sure about this side, most likely because the hood got bowed right here. So nothing lines up, but that's, you know, understandable because it does need some probably some framework. So I've got it assembled just so all the bolts are in place. I've got the headlights in. Headlights are ugly, but I bought them used, and I'm planning to get them refinished. Hopefully I can save them both. They were super cheap. If I can't save them, I'll buy new ones later. I just needed this for to get all the gaps aligned properly, so I just needed some headlights, so that doesn't matter. Also, let me know in the comments below if I should paint these to match the truck. I actually like it when it matches the truck. On this side I took a heat gun, did the heat gun trick, and it actually brings the color back to the original plastic because they're faded. But I want to just get them resprayed to match the truck. I think that's gonna look much better. So at this point what I want to do is I want to get this rear glass situated and possibly installed, just so I don't get any more water. And it is taped up pretty good, but I can smell a little bit of water getting inside somehow. Maybe it was getting through the front windshield, which was replaced, or maybe it's getting in through here. So I want to get this figured out. The back of the cab is a little bit bent, but I don't think it's going to be hard to just pull it back into place. I do have the rear glass, so I'm going to go ahead and try to get the rear seats out or fold them down, and then see what I can do on the inside as far as maybe using the hydraulic press that I have here, this kit. Maybe I could just push it back into place and then get that rear glass installed. This is still the driver or the passenger front axle. I didn't install it because I know that front lower control arm still got to come out. So once the frame guys do their magic on the frame down here and these gears, after that they can pop the axle in for me, and it'll be good. I was planning to drive this thing to the frame shop, but I still don't have the drive shaft. My drive shaft did get bent by the forklift. You can't see it because I think it's on top right now, but I did order a new one. I didn't go with the OEM. I just got a steel one, which was a little bit cheaper, and I think it may be better for me because I'll be towing quite a bit with this, so maybe it'll be better. But let's get this rear glass out and see what we can do. So you can see how far it went in right here. Put a level just to get an idea of how much I need to pull it back. It does move back and forth, so I think if I just have this crowbar in this hole, it goes pretty deep down. I'll just hook up a come along and tie it to a pole or a tree. I'll just pull it back and just make sure this line is straight, and then I'll just put extra windshield weld around it just for no leaks. The top is fine. Top looks to be okay, so just the bottom. So let me try that out and see. Honestly, this worked out better than I thought. It's completely straight. I actually pulled it a little bit more than it needs to be, and I hit it with a hammer from the inside, and it seems to be staying in place. I still have tension on it, but once I release it, it'll go back a little bit and it'll be perfect. and I'm just gonna fix up this lip, make it look straight, and then, you know, extra window sealer, and the window can go back in and there won't be any leaks. So we're good there. I'm glad it worked out. Alright, so the rear glass is officially installed and the interior is put back together. Just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. There was some water getting in. The carpet's a little bit wet over here on the behind the seat, but it'll dry up now that it's sealed. And all the glass is in. Everything is good inside. So right now the focus is this bed and the front end, the frame at the bottom, and just to align all the gaps with the hood and the fender. Also, the new drive shaft came in. This is a steel drive shaft, not aluminum like the original one. So the aluminum one looks like it's way thicker, but I'm gonna try to run this one and go from there. If I have to in the future get the original one, I will. They're just more expensive, and I wanted to try this one out and see what the difference is. It's not that heavy. I'm sure it's a little bit heavier than the original one. I don't have a scale here to compare, but I'll just I guess I'll let you guys know how this works out. I'm about to put it on right now and go from there. Shout out to the forklift driver that did this. Thanks, bro. You did a good one. But as you can see, that the original one is aluminum and it's a little bit thicker. And just by weighing it with my hands, maybe that one is like a few pounds more. But you know, I don't know if I can get this repaired. Comment below if I can get this thing fixed, maybe, and just have it as a spare. But I don't know. Does stuff like this get repaired? I know there's drive shaft shops. Maybe they can just replace the tube, rebalance it. I don't know. I've never had to deal with this. Usually just replace it. And in this case, the original one was like 600 bucks, and I paid like 300 for that one, plus shipping. Got it off eBay. And just when you order it, make sure you get the right wheelbase. Mine's 145 wheelbase, so I'm pretty sure this is the right one. It looks like it, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop it in and put some Loctite on the bolts and go from there. All right, so that's as far as I can go with this truck for now. Next stop, frame shop, and then next time you see this thing, it's probably gonna be all painted and ready to roll. Got the drive shaft in there. The aftermarket drive shaft is all installed, Loctite, and torqued to spec. And I realized that my main seal looks like it's leaking pretty bad, so this thing's gonna need some major maintenance when it's all painted. I want to get like all the spark plugs replaced, and sounds like it has an exhaust leak, and it's leaking oil, and I'm just gonna go ahead and flush all the fluids, and that way I know I can have a really reliable truck from that point. The engine is in good shape. Looks like the guy kept up with the maintenance. It's just that leak over there coming from the main seal is what it looks like. Is it's pretty bad. Like every time I have it parked, there's a puddle. So there's a puddle of oil, and that's motor oil. So it is what it is. It's an older truck. It's a 2012 with 140,000 miles on it. You know, they leak. That seal is probably cheap. It's just the part that sucks is you got to remove the whole transmission to get to it. So it is what it is. So most likely I'm not gonna get videos of it being on the frame machine or anything like that. I may get like a clip of it before paint and after paint, and then I'll do a full video on the full maintenance on this 2012 F-150 5.0 liter. So like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos like this one and others later.